The number one thing that drives me um, to be involved in church is to worship God. In the Bible, it says that that's the reason we live. The reason we live is to worship God. So for me, it has way more to do with that than playing the violin. My name is Peggy Jones, and I've been attending Meadow Park for, I'm going to guess, probably 15 years or more. Playing on the worship team is a great honor. It's very humbling to be before God and to lead a congregation in worship. It is a real honor and a privilege to be on the worship team. I used to play in the symphony, and I remember going to a youth conference, excuse me, in Urbana, Ohio. And I was so on fire for God that I felt like He was asking me, am I more important than the violin to you? Because at that point I had spent hours and hours for years in lessons, and at that point I was in college and majoring in music performance. I was very intense and very into it, and it all just fell away in light of God. He became the number one passion in my life. And so I told Him, absolutely, I'm willing to step away from this if that's your will. And fortunately, He has led me on a path of playing professionally and teaching, and but the biggest passion for me is worship, because it's just a tool to be able to worship God, worship with others, hopefully speak to others, have the Holy Spirit speak to others through my playing, because I'm not performing, I'm worshiping God through my instrument, and it is a delight. It's one of my favorite things in life. I see glorifying God in everything you do. Putting chairs away, serving food, working behind the scenes, and doing things that people don't see.
You never know how God is going to use you when you serve. My name is Rick Knox, and I first started coming to Meadow Park with my wife Jen. It was probably, it's been in the 10-year range, I guess. I've kind of always done behind the scenes stuff, but I think, I guess more recently, God provided me an opportunity to have a lot more time on my hands, but I feel like God was kind of taking the excuses away. To be honest, and kind of, let the cat out of the bag, I've been feeling led to serve in youth for quite some time, and I finally stopped making excuses and met up with Pastor Tim, and here I am now. I'm hoping that in some way I can make an impact in the youth here at Meadow Park, like an impact was made on me with the leaders when I was growing up. I feel like I just said this to somebody the other day. Kind of goes back to the old adage of, if you pray for patience, God will provide you opportunities to be patient. So I guess for me, I was feeling like there was something missing, that I should be doing something, and I wasn't sure what it was, so I spent time praying about it. I've always kind of felt that pull to serve in some way with kids. I didn't really know what age group I would be interested in. I always kind of feel that pull towards youth, and I guess just experiencing God, just Him continually opening doors for me to do more and be more and serve more. I consider myself a good listener. I really strive to listen without judgment, and I think that comes in very handy with youth. They sometimes they just want somebody to listen. They don't really necessarily want advice or want to know what you think. I think that could be said about anybody, really, but kids, sometimes they just want somebody to listen. Have an off-the-cuff conversation with them about something that we would all consider just a normal everyday conversation, but you never know how that might you listening to them talk about their day or something that happened in their life might help them work through it, or help the Lord get in there and start doing His work. If you're feeling like God's pulling you in a direction of service, don't ignore it. Be open. Try it out. I mean, even if you try something out and you end up not liking it, there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, this really just isn't the right place for me, but I'm interested in trying to find another place. That's okay.
If you are interested, or God's tugging on your heart for you to follow your passions for Him, to glorify Him, to serve the church with your passions, the church needs you. The church doesn't function without us plugging in and investing our time and our talents and our efforts.
Just be open to serving.